Hi, my name is Tansy from Circum HR and this is my YouTube video on how to get your flexible working application accepted. First things first, you need to know some basic facts about the law. The legislation is there to allow you to apply for it, but it is not your legal right to have it agreed. Your work performance and attitude at work are key to having a good response from your employer. If you've had any kind of issues at work before, or you don't get on with your boss or your co-workers, you have a higher chance of it not being agreed. So your approach towards the flexible working application is essential. Be nice, be flexible, be committed to the firm and your job, and be friendly. Believe me, it goes a long way in getting the application agreed. Remember, you are trying to vary your contractual terms, so everything has to be palatable for the employer. So in most firms, you'll find that there's a process and a form, and that you have to physically actually put your request in writing, and that's obviously part of the legislation. The crux of the issue is that most people get the application wrong, or they get their attitude wrong in the meeting, and you need to make sure that you do an absolutely winning application in writing prior to actually going to the meeting. So, and the way to do this is to look at the legislation, because there are a number of reasons why a firm can turn your application down. And if you can find a solution to all of these issues and you're prepared to be flexible and contactable if need be, then they will find it really quite difficult to refuse you. So the business reasons that an employer can turn you down are extra costs which would damage the businesses wouldn't be able to meet customer demand, the work can't be reorganised amongst other staff, people couldn't be recruited to do the work, flexible working would have an effect on quality and performance, there is a lack of work to do during the proposed working times, and the business is planning changes to the workforce. That one you can't do a lot about, to be perfectly honest, but every job is different, and you need to understand this. Also, if you're a teacher, it might be a bit more difficult, because if you wanted to go part-time during a working week, that may present more of a problem for a school than, say, an administrator in an office, but you have to take the context of your business into consideration. So some roles need to be client-facing, and therefore a common problem is that going part-time can mean that this leaves a gap in the hours being worked. If you have a colleague that you know also wants to reduce their hours, then you can present a solution to this problem by approaching them. Remember, you can do a trial period in the role, and at the end of it, it can be agreed if it works or not. This is something that people don't emphasise enough when trying to get the request agreed. So why not try and push this as an example to see if the job can be worked and maybe needs adjusting like that. And the last point, there is a due process that the employer has to follow. If they don't follow the process, then you can have them over a barrel.